What is up, my fellow top 10ers? This is your host, the Top 10 God, and I would like to personally welcome you to Gaming Best Top 10s, the best gaming top 10 channel on all of YouTube. And guys, before you forget, be sure to hit that sub button and smash the bell so you never miss another incredible top 10. With all that being said, let's get right into it. You guys may have heard of Sonic, but just in case you haven't, Sonic is a super cool, relatable teenager who just happens to be a hedgehog. Unrelated, but he has been on estrogen for around 6 months at this point, and hopes to have his top surgery in the next year and a half. And golly, do we have some cool entries this time. Join us as we count down the top 10 craziest facts about Sonic the Hedgehog. Number 10. Sonic is a member of the LGBTQ+? Sonic is actually the newest edition of the LGBTQ+. As you guys may have known, MAPS, or minor attracted persons, were recently added to the LGBTQ+. Sonic is actually a MAP, which means that he loves cheese pizza. So yeah, guys, once that was added, you know Sonic was the first to post about it on his Twitter. In a quote, he said that he was super excited to be welcomed into the LGBT community, and finally, that his unorthodox beliefs on the age of consent will finally be accepted, and he will be loved for who he is. Number 9. Sonic Pikachu Pokemon? Okay guys, I mean, this one isn't gonna take too long because it's pretty simple, but bear with me here. Let's just say I talked to Shigeru Miyamoto, who is the man who actually made Pokemon, and he told me that originally Sonic was supposed to be a Pokemon. You see, just like other Pokemon, Sonic is inspired off of a real animal, a hedgehog. Just like how some other Pokemon are inspired off of masks, keys, sandcastles, and mice. So they decided, since, as you know, the average hedgehog is able to run at 374 miles per hour, or 7 trillion kilometers per hour. So they decided that they would make a PSA about this and make one of their Pokemon a blue hedgehog named Sonic. However, when the game came out, nobody liked him. So the thing is though, Shigeru Miyamoto, he loved Sonic so much that he decided to make a game just about him. This was known as Sonic the Hedgehog, and it was a massive success, propelling Sonic into the main conversation. Number 8. Sonic sus confirmed? Okay guys, you guys might already know this, but one of Sonic's best friends is actually the imposter from Among Us. Oh my god, guys, this is so freaking crazy, dude. Guys, I don't even have anything to say. Just look at this. Here he is, being sus with the imposter. I mean, come on, guys. Enough said. Sonic is confirmed sus. Number 7.
Kill Bill. So, the other day, I decided to revisit one of my favorite movies, Kill Bill. So, for anybody who doesn't know, Kill Bill is just this badass movie, and it's composed in 2 riveting movies, or volumes, that all have different kinds of genres, including anime, kung fu, western, and samurai, just to name a few. But one thing's pretty clear. The established time period for Kill Bill, and for when it takes place, while not explicitly mentioned, seems to be generally accepted by randos on r/films and pretty much nowhere else because I got lazy on the sources. But everyone seems to pretty much agree that the movie takes place in around 2003, not including the flashbacks. There are many flashbacks and flash forwards, but the main part of the movie, like after she has almost been killed, spoiler alert, but that's pretty much the beginning of the movie. So after she's woken up from her near-death coma a few years later, it is 2003, which is when the movie came out.
Number 6.
Kill Bill takes place in 2003. Now, like I alluded to earlier, Kill Bill jumps back and forth in time quite a lot. But none of that is what I want to talk about today. Instead, today, we are not going to be focusing on any of the movie, except for 2 extremely important scenes. Perhaps one of the most paramount scenes in the entire movie, for the volumes they speak in terms of soft world building for the Kill Bill universe canon. So, first, we'll talk about the scene of the bride. FYI, she is an unnamed character, and at some points in the movie, when other characters say her name, she is censored. So, for the sake of this video, I'm just going to be calling her the bride, which is seemingly the most accepted nomenclature for the character. Either way, the bride is flying from some random island outside of Japan where she gets this crazy legendary samurai sword to Tokyo. Her samurai sword sits neatly in a compartment next to her. Now, to some, this may seem like nothing. The average movie watcher will probably watch this scene and not bat an eye. But I'm not like other boys. I'm not like other filmmakers. I look for what's truly important, okay? So this scene in specific really, really piqued my interest. I mean, maybe this could happen on a more local flight, but we'll talk about it more in detail in a second.
Number 5.
second evidence. So, at the end of Kill Bill Volume 1, after killing the first person on her hit list, the bride flies back to America. And what do you know? Her samurai sword is tucked into the compartment next to her, just as it was on the local flight. Further, it even looks like someone else is utilizing the flight's in-house samurai sword compartment, further adding fuel to the fire. Now, I don't know what you guys know about TSA, but I really do not think that they would take too kindly to people openly bearing weapons on an aircraft, especially one flying to the United States. Why, you may ask? Well, let's get into it.
Number 4.
9/11. So, I'm not sure, and I'm not going to assume that any of you necessarily know about this, but for anyone who doesn't, on September 11th, 2001, 9/11 happened. And what was 9/11, you may ask? So, 9/11 was a tragedy orchestrated by, debatably, well, I'm not going to name names, but either way, they were carried out by terrorists taking over various Boeings, which are a type of large airplane that is usually filled with passengers. And they took these planes over with box cutters, they hijacked them, and then they piloted them into the Twin Towers and the World Trade Center, with several other planes being hijacked with the intention of crashing into the Pentagon or the White House. Either way, after this event, the first terrorist attack on American soil that wasn't domestic, the nation, perhaps even the world, was changed forever, both culturally, politically, in many, many ways. The world was never the same after the attack on September 11th. One of the biggest changes, well, let me get this clear. A lot of people refer to after September 11th as post 9/11, quote unquote. So for anyone unfamiliar with 9/11 canon, that's just basically shorthand for the time after 9/11. So one of the biggest changes post 9/11, as I feel the average American calls this time, was the increase of power in the TSA. Gone were the days of freely flying with firearms, machetes, venomous snakes, and hydrochloric acid stored in a plastic sandwich bag. And now we are introduced to major security. You know, we all dread the TSA when we're going onto a flight. I almost always have my crotch area highlighted when I go through the machines. I am not going to speak on the implications of that, but it does happen around 1 out of every 3 times I go in their little metal detecting machines. So, certainly worth noting.
Number 3.
Back to Kill Bill. So, let's get back to the Kill Bill-verse, as I like to call it. So, watch these scenes one more time, and watch them a little bit more closely. Did you see it? If you notice the fact that she openly has samurai swords on a commercial airplane, including one heading back to the United States, you're exactly right. And as said, r/films said with 99% confidence that Kill Bill takes place in 2003. If you're a little confused, I don't blame you. But there is only one realistic conclusion to make. In the Kill Bill-verse, there is no post 9/11. There are no posts on Instagram every year talking about how they remember which Wendy's they were at when they heard the news. That's right. 9/11 never happened in the Kill Bill universe. I do not understand the implications of this, or what it could mean for the US government in this universe.
Number 2.
Greater implications. Imagine a world without 9/11. If you're American, you probably can't. Even if you can, if you trace back thousands and thousands of trends, policies, culture, art, patriotism, etc., 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 many of them connect back to that original event, or at the very least, were massively bolstered by it. We place so much symbolic value on that attack that it's extremely difficult to think of what a world without it would be like. Would the United States finally announce peace to all the nations and use less than a percentage point of their GDP to solve world hunger? Would the president finally have the guts to oppose banks, which became part of the federal government because of the Patriot Act? A post 9/11 piece of policy? Would the president finally have the guts to oppose big war via the CIA and FBI's influence on various wars for money and oil? To oppose big tobacco? To finally start tackling the institutional problems within the carceral system in the United States? Instead of authorizing things like Guantanamo Bay, a prison in a legal gray area where guards under the US would often torture former terrorists in horrific, cruel ways, which actually really did not help the US's quote-unquote war on terror at all, and in fact, often produced unusable information. Would we, as an American people, be less inherently biased? Less Islamophobic? Less racist? Could we trust more? Could we love more? We will never know. But like Quentin Tarantino is clearly trying to tell us, we can imagine it. Here in Kill Bill. Even if it's just for 2 fleeting scenes, we don't have to imagine. If you guys want to see more content like this, just let us know in the comments. We are pretty open about anything. We are not going to do any other content like this unless there is a demand for it. So if you don't like this, hit it with a fat dislike, and you'll never see something like this again. So, thanks for listening. I appreciate it.
Number 1. Sonic goes by they them pronouns?